silent and the loud prayers.
Okay.
How do you do that? Because I heard, we pray like Asa. I mean, we pray Asa going silent. You know what I mean? But what's the evidence of that? Like,
Type.
yeah,
Question says, with regards to silent and loud prayers, what is the evidence for that? We say that this is taken from the hadith collectively. Collectively. It's not just one hadith. All of the fiqh of the salah is taken collectively. And there are narrations in which the companions clearly narrated what the Prophet ﷺ recited. This surah, this long. And they're specifically mentioned Fajr. They're specifically mentioned Maghrib. Specifically mentioned Al-Isha. Specifically mentioned Al-Jum'ah. Specifically mentioned Eid. Specifically mentioned Witr at night. And in the other narrations, the companions, they would say, we knew that the Prophet was reciting بِالتِّرَابِ لِحْيَتِهِ. Hadith says by the shaking of his beard. By the shaking of his beard. See what you just did? You closed your mouth and your beard moved. So they said that when the Prophet was silent in the prayer, Dhuhr and Asr, clearly mentioned specifically, they saw his beard moving and knew he was reciting, but silently. So therefore, there are several proofs and evidences that state that the Prophet's practice was this prayer to be made audibly and those prayers to be made silently. Now, for, as we say, FYI, for information, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's haram to recite out loud in Dhuhr prayer. It doesn't mean it's haram, but it's not the sunnah. And it's unnecessary for a person to continually do it. But let's say, for example, hypothetically, somebody did it once, and he recited out loud in Salat al-Dhuhr. The people of knowledge, they say, that's not from the things which make the prayer invalid, but it's from the recommended acts of the prayer. So therefore, in brief, whenever you take any book of hadith, you're going to find chapter, bab, sifatul salah. And they're going to talk about the Prophet's prayer generally and specifically. And when he says, I heard the Messenger of Allah recite in this surah in Maghrib, and in other narrations, they asked the companions, how did the Prophet recite in Salat al-Dhuhr? And he would say, we used to count, we used to think, that it was not allowed collectively. And Allah knows best.